Great day, great life, great now. Beautiful Vibrillionaire Soul family. Loving, living the Vibrillionaire Soulpreneur Lifestyle Revolution all day, 24/7, baby. No matter what condition, no matter what circumstance, no matter what situation. Here we are. You might be asking, why is Michael laying down? And I even checked with myself and I said, am I going to do this from the ego? But guess what? The ego is meant to serve us. So this is going to be a good segue to share that there's a lot of you that maybe are feeling down. There's a lot of you that are maybe feeling like giving up in life, maybe feeling like life isn't fair. We can all feel those things at sometimes. But the question is, where's the pain really happening? Because, my mother sees me in pain, my sister sees me in pain, and they wanted to call the hospital. They wanted to, get me checked in because I was not able to move at all. But the reason why I wanted to share this is because I told my mom, my pain is not mentally. I don't feel no pain in my mind. My body feels the pain, but the pain is here to remind me as a beautiful teacher, which it's all of us. So this is why I share this as an example. The pain is a teacher, a reminder, a mirror on how to value life more. Because it's a reminder that in some part of my life, I'm not valuing life. This is why I'm going through pain. So it humbles the ego so that I can realize, wait a minute, where am I not valuing my life? Maybe I'm not working out. Maybe I'm not taking care of myself. I've been, what do you call it, celebrating and splurging here with the family. So there's consequences to our actions. And that's not a punishment towards us. This is what we've asked for. And especially when we start to reawaken to higher levels of responsibility of our energy, which you can call consciousness, you can call the Holy Spirit, you can call your relationship with your faith. The more we start to grow and mature into this relationship, the more responsibility we have. This is why we push away responsibility. This is why we push away change. This is why we push away the unknown. This is why we push away the unfamiliar, because at the egoic level, we don't want to grow. Familiarity is safety for the ego. But for the soul, unknown is welcoming. It's adventurous. And it's actually the evolutionary process of humanity. So why am I sharing this? What am I grateful for today? I'm grateful for this pain. I'm grateful for this reminder that reminds me that I need to be conscientious of my body, but not let my body override my mind. Because yes, Michael is in pain, but mentally, Michael is so free. That's why I wrote, from locked up to freed up. I am the secret. You are that secret. The only one that can keep you locked up is you. No outside circumstance. This couch cannot even keep me locked up. This situation with the pain that Michael's going through right now cannot even keep me locked up. I don't feel the pain in my head. I feel it in the body, which translates through the head. But when you master the head as your servant, you realize that the body will start to bend to the will of the mind. But if you listen to the body, then you think it's in your head, then you think it's in your head, and then you have this vicious cycle that you think it's more real than what it is. So I told my family, and this is for entertainment purposes only, but I told my family, what is me going to the hospital going to do? I know my back isn't broken, because if my back wasn't broken, I wouldn't even be able to get up. So there's certain things you could check in with yourself. My body will take care of me as long as I take care of my body. So this is and maybe it's not just for me. Maybe it's for one of you watching this video so that you can see right now, like, I'm not in so much pain because I'm keeping my body still in one certain area. But if I start to move, oh, it's horrendous. It is physiologically, it is excruciating. Like, they even see me screaming like I was being stuck with, some needles or something. But my point is this. I share this gratitude to you today because I'm truly grateful. And my mother, she was here trying to be concerned about me. And I told her, do not be concerned about me. See me in my highest good. See me in my well-being. Because when you see me in my brokenness, we just regurgitate that brokenness. I don't see myself as broken. I see this pain, I see this injury as a God-given gift for me to remember that there's a gift that is beyond this physical world, that if I didn't have that gift, I'd allow my body to take over my mind, and then my mind to convince me that my body is really that bad, and then I'd go into panic mode, I'd go into fear, I'd go into depression, I'd go into, I'm not good enough, and all these different things. But when I realized that I have when I say I, it's not Michael, I, the God in me, has mastery over this brain to tell this body that God is taking care of my body, that the universe is taking care of my body. And when I surrender, because if I'm tense, if I'm like, afraid, concerned, stressed, worried, then what that's going to do, that's going to cause my body to bring up more acid, and it's going to cause my body to be more inflamed, which aka that's pain. So therefore the pain is going to grow and magnify. But if I love my body where it's at, if I appreciate this pain because it humbled me for a reason, there's a lesson in every moment. There's a teacher in every moment. There is a mirror of a reminder reminding us what to let go, what to accept, and what to be present with. Because when we can, what to let go, excuse me one second, what to let go, what to accept, and what to be present with, and what we can focus our energy and magnify. So we're always having these three sources of energy show up. What to let go, what to accept in this present moment, and what to magnify that our heart, the intuition, the guidance is calling us, move towards that direction. So what is calling my body is to rest. If I try to do anything, my body will be like, nope, you got to sit still. So this is a lesson for me to return to stillness, to return to appreciate not just when my body feels good, but right now that my body is telling me that it's pain, it needs for me to listen to it. My body is asking me to listen to it. And how many times are we so busy, but then we go through something and we're wondering why we go through it? There is a message. They say your mess is your message. Yeah, that's beautiful once we come out of it, but can we be that messenger listening to that message to ourselves? Because that is awakening. Awakening isn't when it's easy. It's so easy to love myself if I'm doing great. But in the midst of pain, can you love yourself? Can you remember how loved your body loves you instead of judging it? Can you accept your body where it's at? Maybe you can't walk. Maybe you're in a bed as well as me. This message was specifically for you. Maybe you're stuck in your head. You're moving out here, but you're in a coma in your head. You don't know what to do. Maybe you're stuck in how to write the next chapter. Maybe you're stuck in, some kind of relationship that you feel stuck in. There's many, many scenarios that you could be stuck in. That doesn't mean that you have to be confined by your circumstance and your situation. Everything happens for us for a reason and not a coincidence, because when you call it out, you call yourself out because you're graduating, you're ascending, you're elevating, you're uplifting, you're awakening to higher levels of consciousness. But just like if you're driving a Ferrari at 200 miles an hour, every little turn of the steering wheel is going to be sensitive to the degree of the speed that you're traveling. So the more you can be sensitive, the more horsepower you're given, you got to have the responsibility to know how to maneuver, how to drive, how to navigate the vehicle, because if not, that higher energy is going to knock you on your feet like me. And that is what I was telling my mother, is that when we start to reawaken these higher levels of love, we have a greater responsibility to love when we feel like not loving, when we feel like judging, when we feel like criticizing, when we feel like complaining. Where can I love when I want to complain? Where can I accept when I want to judge? Where can I appreciate when I want to condemn and see as a negative or a lower or a destructive energy? That's the message for you today. So I'm grateful that this happened to me, because this beautiful message that came through, but this beautiful message that is always coming through in every moment, but when you really listen to it, you don't have to go through these things. But if you don't listen to it, we get humbled because the ego is so stubborn. It's not going to say, oh, that's going to work. It's usually through the trauma, through the pain, through the suffering. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm grateful because now I see why that worked. But why do we have to go through a trauma to get the lesson? Why can't we embrace the unknown, embrace the unfamiliar, embrace the uncomfortable without having to go through a crisis? That's the message that I wanted to share today. So I had to go through a crisis. I had to go through a trauma, because even though this is like traumatic where I'm going to go crazy, this isn't traumatic where, it's going to affect me for the rest of my life, but it is a trauma to the body. And this trauma to the body, it could have escalated. It could have got stronger and louder. I mean, I could have even gone to the hospital. And they could have told me, you know what, maybe you need these pills, you need this, you need that. Like I said, this is for entertainment purposes only. But my pill is love. My pill is gratitude. My pill is acceptance. My pill is surrendering to a higher power that knows what it does, that there's a plan why this is happening that I might not see 2 years from now. And I'm grateful for that plan. And I surrender to the divine order, which is the confirmation of yesterday, that the divine conspiracy of one love consciousness, I can say, well, there's something that I'm not doing right, that this is why this happened to me, and judge myself, instead of realizing there's a reason why this happened to me from love. So how can I see this from love? And when you can see things from love, in the midst of crisis, in the midst of pain, in the midst of suffering, because no matter how bad your trauma, your suffering, your pain, here, you're going to realize it's not there. When you realize the brain doesn't feel pain. The body translates. Anyways, I'm not going to go into a class, but when you can take responsibility of your mind, everything is mind, and you open up your heart, these two centers will transform your life. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I will possibly do a follow-up on this video. I don't know how long I'm going to be in this situation, and I'm supposed to be returning home on a bus on Monday, so that's going to be an adventure. So I will do some follow-ups with you every day, and please know that whatever's going on in your life, it's not as bad as you think, because I told my mother and my sister and my family members, this too shall pass. I'm not plugged into a machine. I'm not, on my deathbed, that this could be much worse than what it looks like. But when we think that this is worse, we will make it much worse than what it looks like, and then we'll believe it, and then we'll affect the people around us, and then it will just circulate to cause war, mental war, and even affect the family. But when we realize, wait a minute, everything is love, then we vibrate more love. And we help those around us. Don't worry. Don't call the hospital. Don't be concerned. I even told my sister, for the record, I said, if anything happens to me, do not call a hospital. God knows how to take care of me better than anybody else. And I'm not saying that's for everybody. So you do whatever you feel, because this is for entertainment purposes only. But I know that I trust God. I trust the universe. And there's no one that can take better care of me than the higher consciousness that is more powerful than this body, that is more powerful and directs everything and everyone in this reality. And I surrender to that. And I'm grateful that Michael has the gift of that awareness of the true self to guide Michael, the higher self, the God self, the child of God self, the Buddha self, whatever we want to call that, guides Michael. And that's what I surrender to, and that's what I love, and that's what I appreciate, because that's why I'm sharing this video to you, that I am one of the most richest people in the world, because in the middle of pain, in the middle of suffering, in the middle of agony, I could be celebrating, loving, rejoicing. And Mom, I want you to say for the camera, am I faking this?
No.
When I was in agony, what did I do?
Screaming.
Okay, but after I screamed, what did I do? Who did I celebrate? What did I appreciate?
The pain.
Yeah, and who did I say thanks to?
To God.
Yeah. Thank you, Mama. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I want you to know that what you see is what you get. You're not seeing a mask. You're not seeing a character. Well, you are seeing a character. You are seeing a mask. But, I do my best to show up as I am. This is why I did this video. I don't want you to think that Michael's just going to come on a video and smile and, everything's okay. No, I'm in agony. Excuse me. Michael is in agony. Michael is in horrific pain. As long as I don't move this side, Michael is in horrific pain. Physical pain. Mentally, Michael's free. Mentally, in the heart, Michael is so grateful, so in joy, so in love, and so in life, because I'm not imprisoned of my body. I'm not confined to the material world. So, thank you so much, everyone. I can go on and on and on. This is my joy, this is my love, this is my life, and I'm going to share it until my last breath, until my last heartbeat, until my last moment on this physical earth and beyond. Thank you so much, everyone, And if this inspired you, that maybe you're going through a traumatic event, maybe you're having problems in your relationship, maybe you're having problems with yourself, let this be an inspiration that it's not that bad. Let this be an inspiration. There's much more to be grateful than what you think you're complaining about. Think about what I just said. You can be on your deathbed. You could be pronounced that you're never going to walk again in your life. You could be whatever. You could lose your partner. You could lose your children. You could lose your relationships. You could lose your freedom. You could lose all this. There's so much more that can happen in your life. And I'm not saying that for it to happen. I'm saying that when you say, you know what, it could be worse than this, you wake up to gratitude. Because when you realize it could always be worse than this, you appreciate the little that you have. Because the little that you have is the Vibrillionaire that you are. Hand me my shirt, Mama. The black one. It should be right there on the couch. This is why I am, you could say Michael is prideful of this gift that God gave Michael. Because this Vibrillionaire life is not just a logo. It's not just a word. There's an energy behind it. When you can realize the rich vibrational being that you are, and there's nothing you or anyone can do to stop it. If you let the mind convince you, you'll feel that you're not enough. You feel like you're not worthy. You'll feel like you're not loved. But you are alive. And the fact that you are alive, this body is working for us 24/7. You are the very source of love, of joy, of life, of richness itself. Start acting like it. And start faking it till you make it. Because we want me to tell you the greatest thing that we can fake is believe we're not enough. Want me to tell you the biggest lie that we could tell ourselves? Nobody loves me, I don't love myself. Because you wouldn't be alive if that was true. So thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate your life. And don't wait till you get knocked on your knees to humble yourself. Humble yourself now, and you shall be raised by the heavens. Because if you humble yourself, then you will be placed first in your heart. You will awaken. But if you don't humble yourself, you will be humbled. And I say that from personal experience. Not just once, but thousands of times Michael has been humbled. And I am grateful for every time to be humbled, because that humbleness reminds me of where my truth is, where our truth is, where the one truth is. So remember your truth, remember who you are. And as always, before I go, please pay this forward and appreciate someone in your life today. Send a message, send a text, call someone, and tell them how much you appreciate them, because you never know what someone's going through. That could be exactly the gift that they needed. That is the most richest gift that they could have ever received. And especially if it's in the moment that you feel justified not to say that to that person. Because it's easy to say to someone that we appreciate them when it's comfortable. But to say to someone that you just had an argument with, to say to someone that, I'm not going to say to that until they tell me they apologize. Be the bigger person, because you realize that it's really you talking to you. You're not doing that to someone else. You're doing that to yourself, because you're holding it in yourself. And let me tell you, this physical pain, I go through it 1,000 times than to deal with the pain that I thought I couldn't change inside myself. So, if you'd like to comment, share, tag, or help us reach other people with these videos, we're going to be sharing much more, because this is the divine conspiracy of the One Love Consciousness. The God, Source, Universe, the greatest conspiracy is that you are loved and you've forgotten that. That's the greatest magic. That's the greatest gift. So remember who you are. As always, remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you truly are. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. No, I got it. No, I got it. Okay, go ahead. Just take this off? No, take it. Oh, Mom. Whoa.
You loosened it up.
I loosened it.
I was going to move it over to you.
My fault. Thank you, everyone. Blessings. Much love to you all. It takes me a minute.